I've been in and out of prisons and jails ever since I was 17. I thought I had seen it all. Aryan Brotherhood members stabbing guards, gang wars, escapes, and torture. I saw many things that still give me nightmares to this day. "Blake, 402202, the guard barked out. I jumped up, the thin mattress under me exhaling a whiff of stale air. I looked through the bars, seeing Correctional Officer Malone. C.O. Malone was a morbidly obese man with a penchant for being loud and lazy. I had seen a member of the Bloods punch him straight in the nose before, a scene I still remembered with some humor. Malone had crumpled like wet paper on the floor, screaming and crying as more COs ran over and tackled the inmate. "Yeah?" I asked. Malone handed me a sheet of paper. He regarded me with his gray, colorless eyes. "Congratulations, you're being transferred. Pack your shit. This is your last day at Springfield Correctional Center." You might think I would be happy to get a transfer. SCC was, after all, a shithole. The food was terrible and always cold. The place always smelled like bleach and chemicals, and at night it got so cold, with only my flimsy sheet, that I regularly woke up shivering. The building was nearly a century old, and the fact that it still functioned at all was a miracle in itself. But, to be honest, I was not thrilled about the transfer. I had made friends here, and knew the lay of the land. I didn't have to worry about getting jumped or stabbed to death in the showers. As the old adage goes, it's better the devil you know than the one you don't. I was let out of my cell the next evening, with all the worldly possessions I owned, which fit neatly into a clear trash bag with room to spare. I owned some prison clothes, toothpaste, a toothbrush, deodorant, a Bible, a pair of sandals, and a radio. I felt the unbearable lightness of my existence reflected in that bag as it smacked rhythmically against my leg. "Good luck, friend Nathan," a rather insane acquaintance of mine named Marcus called out from his cell as I passed down the bleak concrete hallway. "Take care, man. I hope we meet again on the outside," I said, waving, knowing I would almost certainly never see any of these people again. Hell, I hadn't even seen my family in over 5 years. None of them came to visit me anymore. No one wrote me letters, or put money in my commissary account, or sent me books to read. Well, we're all born alone, and we all die alone, I thought to myself, as C.O. Malone walked by my side. He was breathing heavily, as if he had just finished running a marathon. "Well, amigo," Malone said in his slow, plodding way, "I got assigned to go with you. I'll be your ride-along buddy. You excited or what?" I smiled faintly at him. "There are worse people than you here, Malone," I said. "Far worse." I got on the prison bus in my bright orange jumpsuit. To my surprise, I saw the back was nearly empty. There was only one other prisoner in the back. Malone sat with us to monitor us. We were also handcuffed and ankle-cuffed. A chain ran down and connected the two. I looked over at the other prisoner, a black guy with a shaved head. I think he also shaved his eyebrows. I literally didn't see a single hair on his head besides eyelashes, which he apparently hadn't found a way to shave. Yet. "Sup," he said. I nodded. "Sup." We sat there in awkward silence as Malone plopped down hard on the bench between us. It groaned like a confused old man. "So, what do you know about this place, Malone?" I asked. He sucked down half a bottle of Coke and then heaved a deep sigh. "I don't know much about it, to be frank," he admitted sheepishly. "It is apparently brand new, though. They asked us to send a couple people who met Certain criteria. What does that mean? The black guy asked. Malone gave him a serious look. Come on, Jamal, you know what I mean. Hardened criminals, people with long records who tour prisons like some people tour French beaches. I scoffed. There are far worse people than me in prison, I said. Well, they asked for no murderers or gangbangers too. I don't know why, but maybe it is some new government program. They apparently call it an experimental prison. What about me? Jamal asked. Malone apparently knew what he meant. You're not a murderer, Jamal, Malone said, his lips forming the faintest twitch of a smile. You never... Well, there was that time my girlfriend got me to drop some acid with her. She went and killed her parents, then we hit the road, Jamal said fondly, his eyes rising as if he were looking at a hovering angel in the far-off distance. You were never convicted of any accessory charges, so it doesn't count, Malone retorted. Oh, it counts, Jamal drawled in his slow, plodding way. It counts. Everything in life counts. If I've learned anything in the last 36 years, it's that you can never truly escape anything you've done, good or bad. I couldn't see much from the prison van. There was a small, shatterproof window in the swinging back doors, but it only gave a fleeting view of what was behind us. I noticed the dark forests stretching out to the horizon over rolling hills. We drove for a few hours. The three of us bullshitted, talking about everything from sports. Talking about everything from sports to politics to the recent spate of fatal stabbings at SCC. I felt the van stop. I looked out the back window, seeing more endless trees. I didn't see a single house or car on the road we had taken. This place is a ghost town, I said. Malone nodded. Yeah, it's dead as Frank Sinatra around here, Malone said, wheezing out a high-pitched laugh at his own joke. This area used to be big for coal mining, but as it dried up and people lost their jobs, they moved away. You know, my grandfather was a coal miner. Good place to build a prison, huh? Jamal asked. If there's no one around... We were cut off by a clanging alarm up ahead. I heard something large moving, probably the gate opening. Then we were inside.